Hello everyone, welcome to .NET Mirror channel. Today let's understand what is Azure App Service Plan and how could you choose right pricing tier for your app service plan. In this video, we will look at what is Azure App Service Plan. We will understand why app service are important, what are different pricing tiers you have in app service plan, and also we'll create an Azure App Service Plan in the portal and look at the demo. And at the end, we will try to see different feature comparisons for each plan. What is an Azure App Service Plan? Whenever you create an application and deploy to Azure App Service, in the background it runs on your Azure App Service Plan. Like whenever you host an application, you need a CPU, memory, and storage, right, for your VM. Like that, Azure creates all these steps for you in the background, and you don't need to worry about the infrastructure whenever you create an Azure App Service. You focus on your development, create your app, deploy your app by choosing the right app service plan. With the app service plan, you can deploy your web applications, mobile applications, and also the APIs. And some part of Azure function also can be hosted with Azure App Service plans. With each app service plan, you will have a region. Means whenever you create an app service, you must select a region, and all the compute service for that app service will be created in this region. Like your VM, CPU, memory, storage, and all that will be created in this region. And if you have multiple services for your application like app service, storage, Azure SQL, make sure that wherever you are creating an Azure App Service Plan, you must create all those other services in the same region so that you get more performance. And with App Service Plan, you have to select an operating system, could be Windows or Linux, and you can select number of VMs you want to run with the App Service Plan, and also size of the VM could be small, medium, large, and there are different pricing tiers you have to select with your Azure App Service Plan. When we talk about the pricing tiers, you will get free, which is you get 60 CPU minutes per day, you will get 1 GB RAM and 1 GB storage. It's a free one, and it doesn't incur any cost for you. When it comes to shared, yes, it has cost, and you will get 240 CPU minutes per day and 1 GB RAM and 1 GB storage. And when it comes to dedicated, you have different tiers like basic, standard, premium, and these workloads are for your development, test, and production kind of applications you have to host in dedicated. The isolated pricing tier is more of app service environment where you want to create your applications in very dedicated, secured manner where you manage your inbound, outbound traffics. You can create and use this isolated plan, and this cost a lot, and you have to, based on your application scenario, you have to go for this. Let's understand why app service plans are important. App service plans are critical in Azure for defining your compute resources and capabilities for your web application. Few are the factors here, like resource allocation, where you have to consider how much CPU, memory, and other resources are required to allocate to your web app. And if you go for higher pricing tiers, you get more powerful resources with greater scalability. And also the plans defines your hardware spec as well as the number of VMs that are required. When it comes to scaling and performance, you can choose your plans to scale out, which means that you can add more virtual machines. You can do go for scale up where you upgrade your VM like CPU, memory, and storage. The plans will determine how to handle your traffic spikes to meet your performance requirements. And also you have to make sure that when it comes to cost management, you have to choose right plan so that you don't overrun your cost. If required, you can create multiple applications under same app service plan so that resource can be shared. And security and isolation, if you need more security, you can go for higher plans based on your need. And let's say if you need have higher traffic loads and specific workloads, so that you can go for isolation needs. And there are some other lot of features with different plans, like you get deployment slots, you get staging environments, you get custom domains. So based on the feature and the capability, you have to select right app service plan. Now we will create a Azure web app. On the portal we'll create app service plan which is used in Azure web app, and see how the ASP can be selected. So let me log into the portal. Now if you look at here, ours is free, estimated price is free. The subscription, the plan, and how much memory I get it. It's a shared infrastructure. Application sites are not enabled. So all this information will be there. And let me create this particular web app. It takes couple of minutes. So it says deployment failed. Let's see what is this. Okay, so this says the region has zero instances. So in South India we don't have any free ones. So let me go back and select different region. So let me select maybe West Central US. Let's go to basic. Again, it took standard. Let me select free version. Click on review. And so let me create this. It takes couple of minutes to create this. Meanwhile, let's go back to the people. Now I logged into portal.azure.com. You can click on create resource. You select for web. So now we looked at the demo. Once the app is created, I will show the app. Now these are different set of features you have to consider when you are choosing a plan. You have free, shared, basic, standard, premium, and isolated, and the left side are your features. Whenever you need multiple VMs, you have to go like basic and above. In free and shared version you don't get VM instances, and these are shared instances. Means whenever you create a free app service plan, somebody else can create their own web application. So make sure if you need an isolation, don't select for free or shared. So instance count, let's say how many VMs you need. Free and shared you don't get it. Basic, standard, premium you get more instances. Scale out is basically whenever you want to add more instances. Like if you look at here, for free and shared there's no instance count, right? That's why there's no scale out option. But scale out option is there after basic, which means that you can increase your VM instances. So in each app service plan you can create multiple web applications. So the limit is for free 10, shared is 100, and anything beyond basic is unlimited. Disk space is something where, let's say, whenever you create an application, all the files you are going to share, it has its own space. So you get 1 GB for free and shared, and for basic and standard you get more space. Let's say if you are storing files and all in your application, make sure that if the file sizes are increasing, let's say if you have a scenario where the users are uploading files and you are storing them in your web application, make sure that you are selecting beyond basic one. When it comes to custom domain, as we saw, whenever we are creating an application, automatically it comes with your apps web app name dot azure websites dot in dot net. Let's say if you want to have your own custom domain like .netmirror.com, I want to map it to our my web application, you have to go beyond basic. When it comes to hybrid connectivity, if you have a lot of applications which are running on your Azure virtual machines on prem, let's say if you Azure web apps are PaaS components, so whenever you want to establish on prem to app service connection, you have to go for hybrid connectivity, and you have to select beyond basic. And also if you need more secured way of putting services in virtual networking, you have to use vnet integration beyond basic plan. And there are different pricings. You have to make sure that before creating an app service plan or web app, make sure that you are checking your price. When it comes to usage, when to use what plan, anything for your development and testing, you can go for free and shared if if you're trying to learn. But if anything you are creating for your development testing for low traffic, you have to go for basic. But anything for production related, you have to go for standard. If you need more scaling and more performance, go for premium. And if you, as we discussed, if you want to have more network isolation, configure more inbound outbound configuration for your own set of services, go for isolation, which is app service environment. When come to auto scaling, which is nothing but adding more VM instances which are available after standard. Let's say that if if you want to scale automatically your VM instance says, let's say on a certain time, let's say I want to scale my instances, you can go for auto scaling. It could be either you can do manual scaling or auto scaling based on some metrics. And deployment slots are useful if you are doing a staging. And I mean, let's say if I deploy to an app to production and I'm doing some changes before I deploy to production, if you want to check those changes in staging, you can do with deployment slots, and it is easy to swap your slots. And when it comes to SLA, there is an SLA agreement with Microsoft, and if you go for higher tires, you get more kind of an SLA. So there are these are some high level features, but there are many more. Please refer Azure documentation beyond these features. And let's discuss few FAQs, like let's say, can I move an application to another service plan? Yes, let's say if you have a application one with app service plan 1, application 2 with app service plan 2. Let's say if you want to move app 1 to app service plan 2, you can do that, but make sure that the regions of your web app plus app service plans are in same region. The second one is, can I move app service plan to a different region? No, you cannot do that. Instead, you can clone your application and you have to recreate it. And when I have to delete my app service plan, let's say that if you don't need your applications, and make sure that you delete them, or at least make sure that bring your app service plan to free, so that there's no cost occur for you. And the other one is, let's say if you have an existing app service plan, let's say if you're creating a new app, whether you have to use existing plan or a new plan. Let's say if your application is in same region of existing app service plan, you can create it. But let's say if you are trying to use the existing plan, make sure that do understand that the application, the infrastructure of CPU, memory, and storage will be used for all those apps within same app service plan. But let's say if you have needs of scale up or scale down, let's say if you have different geo regions, and better you go for new plans. And there are some of the articles which I will show you, which will help you to select right pricing. And also there is a pricing calculator we can select to select an app service plan. So let's go to the Azure portal. So now our app deployment is done. Let's go to the resource. Now our app is ready. Let's browse this. So let's go to the details. Let's click on this. Because we don't have any SSL, it is saying like that. But yeah, so if you see here, our app is running. And if you go to the app service plan, this is our app service plan, and which is under free. And if you go down, like deployment slots, because ours is a free, it says that you have to upgrade it. And let's say custom domains are not available in free, you have to go for higher levels. And even scale up, scale out, right? So it says that if it's a free, you cannot do that. Now you have to go and select a different plan so that the scale out option is available. So this is your app service. Yeah, when you come to the quota screen, you can see that how much CP is there, how much, when it will if you look at here, we selected free, right? It's saying that after 20 hours it will reset. It will talk about how much memory is used, how much data is used, how much CPU is. So these are some of the metrics which are useful for you. And you can clone the app, you can go to the some of the tools. So all these things you can do from your web. Now the links which are useful for you, I will give in the description. You can go for pricing. You can say that what subscription I have to select, and what are the pricing ties, what is the storage RAM, what is the pricing. You can check all these details here. Or else you can use a pricing calculator. You can select an app service plan. I can go to the view. Let's say that I want to create a invest use region. Let's say I want to go for a standard, and it will show you how much it costs for you. So in a month, and an average they calculate for 730 hours. Let's say if you want to scale, you can change it to 2, and you can look at the pricing. After checking all these, make sure that you select right app service plan, what is needed for your web application. And also I've written complete article about app service plan. Please do refer about this article so that you understand it, and I will put this in description. With this we are done with our video, and thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to our channel .NET Mirror. Please give a like so that I create more videos. Please share with your friends and click on bell notification to get my new videos updates. And also please put a comment how it is helpful for you, and also you can put a comment what kind of videos you are looking for so that I can create more content for you. Thanks for watching.